Hi guys, it's Minx here. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing fine, thank you. I wanted to talk about a pretty heavy subject today. I wanted to talk about depression. Now, a lot of you have asked me to talk about this subject. A lot of you know that I suffer from depression myself. And Ken, for example, did a really good video about this a few months ago that I thought was really great, really poignant. I guess this is my own take on the subject and how I feel and how I advise people feeling a similar way should deal with the situation. I think it's going to be a case of do what I say, not do what I do. I don't even know the phrase, but you know what I mean. Because I don't always follow my own advice on the subject of depression, and you guys should follow my advice. I really do feel like, as someone who's dealt with this for a long time, I'm going to say now that if you're suffering from depression, you're not going to find some magical cure for it on YouTube. You should talk to a professional. You should talk to someone who, knows what they're talking about, a counselor or a psychiatrist, or is it psychologist, whatever. You should talk to one of them, an expert, and get help. It's really important. I should be doing that, but I haven't for a while. I had done in the past, but I really, really should. So that's out the way. Now I'll move on to talking about the actual subject. A lot of you wonder why I get depressed. I mean, I've got a relatively successful YouTube channel. People enjoy, interacting with me, talking to me, that kind of thing. I've got to work with some of the biggest YouTubers out there, which is fantastic. And I've got to have some wonderful opportunities with my channel over the past year and a bit. So why do I get depressed? Especially, why do I get depressed about YouTube? A lot of you see on social media that I do get depressed about YouTube. And there's a number of reasons. The number one reason is I just suffer from clinical depression. Throughout my life, regardless of what I've been doing, I have been depressed about stuff all the time. To the point in the past that I've self-harmed. To the point I've even tried to commit suicide at one point in my life. Or actually multiple points in my life. And they were some really bad times, and it's why I advise people to get help if they are feeling depressed, because it can build up into something really, really bad, and it did so for me. I suffer from clinical depression, and as a result, no matter how positive things are going for me sometimes, I still get very negative about things, and it can affect everything around me and cause a lot of problems. A lot of you write to me saying you suffer from similar things, or a lot of you write to me saying that my videos help you feel better from your depression, which is great. I'm really glad that happens. It's one of the biggest compliments you could pay me, to say that you listen to my content and you think, wow, that's actually brightened my day to the point I don't feel depressed anymore. That's great. But those of you who write to me who are in a really bad place, I can't diagnose you myself because I'm not a professional, which is why I say go to a professional. But if you do feel sad all the time, there's a good chance that you might be suffering from some form of depression, either triggered by an event or something, or that in fact you're clinically depressed like I am, So a lot of you ask how I cope with it and how I manage that. Aside from seeing a professional, the way that I kind of psych myself up to get over the current bout of depression, which sometimes takes a long time, I tend to go through in my head the positive things that are going on in my life, the plus points. I try and talk to friends on Skype. Dave, for example, Boy in a Band, is particularly good at talking about this sort of thing and snapping me out of it. Obviously, I have a wonderful soon-to-be wife in Chrism, and she is a wonderful rock of support and a great person to talk to. Face to face. Not everyone obviously has the luxury of talking to someone face to face, but what I'm saying is you should talk to people. You should talk to people you trust, your friends, maybe family if you're close to your family, and then you should definitely talk to a professional as well. And I talk to my friends. I talk to occasionally to professionals. I like to write down the plus points in my life to try and show myself on paper what it is that makes me feel better. And yeah, those are the things that I do to try and snap myself out of it. And sometimes my friends will have to listen to me being down for weeks until I actually get over the current bout. Now, the reason I decided to make this now is really at the moment I've been suffering one of the worst bouts I've had in a while. It's coming at a really bad time because there's lots of positive things happening in my life, but in particular, I want to talk about like how my job, YouTube, which is my job, makes me feel down. It's not particularly YouTube in general that makes me feel down. When I've had other jobs, I felt down about them as well. But, you know, my job has always been a great source of depression for me in my life. And YouTube is no exception. So, for example, these last few weeks, I don't think my views are that good. Like, I've been pretty depressed with how certain things have turned out. Like, I've put a lot of effort into a video and it hasn't performed how I wanted it to, and views are spiraling down where I see other people's going up. It's hard for me to do collabs at the moment because I have a lot of like commitments to be awake and active in the day UK time, whereas most of my friends are in America, so I'm kind of feeling out of the loop there as well. So all that contributes to me feeling like shit. I look at my sub count and my view count, I think, oh my god, that's fucking terrible. Like, you know, sometimes I even get like mad that people are subscribing. I'm like, why the fuck are you subscribing if you're not watching it? It's a symptom that affects all YouTube channels, but when I'm suffering from a major bout of depression, I look at it even more negatively than, you know, than I should do. And that's on me. That's like just part of my depressive personality. And I wanted to talk about this now because I feel that I have more poignant things to say and more deep things to say when I'm actually suffering from a bout of it. So I've got to look at this situation I'm in at the moment. Like, it's affecting my work. It's making me not want to make videos. It's making me change a lot of the style of what I do. I mean, I'm not I think editing stuff more is a good thing to do, and that is like a direct side effect of me feeling depressed. But I need to be consistent. I need to learn. But in general, I would say the side effects of me doing this are making me not want to make content. They're making me spend hours procrastinating about doing stuff. They're making me feel generally terrible about what I do. And I really need to like pull myself out of it. So I wanted to share with you like the plan in my head I have to pull myself out of this. And, you know, like what I'm going to do to try and beat this current bout. Obviously, you guys probably aren't going to be making YouTube videos in the middle of your depression, but hopefully you can apply it to your situations that are going on in your life that perhaps are making you feel down. And like I say, I'm going to write down positive things. Like, I've got nearly 1 million subs. There are a lot of people that watch me. Even if it was 10 or 20,000, that's still a shit ton of people. That's more than I could possibly fucking get through my head. That's a huge amount of people that care about what I say and what I do and enjoy my form of entertainment. So I have to look at that and think, that's great. In real life, I've got a wonderful relationship that is like one of the best things that's ever happened to me. I'm coming up to one of the best days of my life, hopefully, and it's going to be wonderful. I have supportive friends. I have, you know, like, at the moment, financial independence. I need to, like, focus on those great things. I'm going to write them down. I'm going to look at them every single day, and I'm going to remind myself for at least an hour, psychologically, every morning before I start work, that, you know, the positives are there. And I should probably speak to a counsellor. Like, I really think I should. And I'm going to try and build myself up to the point where I feel I can. And combining those two things together, talking to my friends, reinforcing the positive things in my life, talking to a counsellor, and just even like little things. Like, I know it sounds silly, but like I'm trying to be a lot more active at the moment, like, you know, physically. And that makes me feel better too. It makes me feel better about myself. Combining all that together, hopefully I'll beat the current bout and I will rise above it. Well, not hopefully, I will. I know I will because I've done it before. And you can too. If you're suffering from depression, you can always rise above it. Just get the help that's out there and try and help yourself too, if you can. And that's all I had to say. I'm sorry if this video was a bit rambly. I'm not used to talking like this particularly, but I want to do more videos about this. I'm going to do a video about Dave's Stay in School song he did with my thoughts about school and education and stuff, which is relevant to a lot of you, I guess, because you're of that age. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this little dialogue with you guys. I hope you found it quite poignant, or at least can get something out of it. I'm sorry if it was bullshit. Bye for now, guys. I'll see you really fucking soon. I'm gonna sit down and make some videos now. Bye for now.